What's going on, stackers? So in this video I'm going to share with you how much I made in 3 years selling 50,000 plus books over on Amazon. So, welcome back to Stacking Profit. My name's Paddy, and over here we give you the tools and resources to learn, grow and master passive income streams so that you can live a life of freedom. Now, like I said in this video, I'm going to share with you how much I made in 3 years selling 50,000 plus books over on Amazon. Now 50,000 plus books sold, that's a new milestone for me, and we've just broke $100,000 earned in royalties. Now that's not revenue, that is royalties, that goes directly to my bank. Now, this $100,000 is not all profit. I do run ads as well, so we will deduct all of my ad spend over my ads accounts, deduct it from here so we can see how much I've actually earned. Now, I do have other expenses as well, one being Canva Pro, Creative Fabrica, Helium 10, but those expenses are pretty minimal. Now, like I said, $100,000, which is absolutely awesome. Told me 4 years ago that I would have made $100,000 just from publishing low content books, I would have thought you were crazy. But here we are, and that's what's happened. Now, with this $100,000, I've actually got 4,051 books. 4,000 books isn't as many as you may think, because I am in a lot of micro niches, and these micro niches do not make lots of sales. Now we can see that I also started in November 2018 and now it's December 2021, so it's 1 month over 3 years, which again, that is absolutely insane. Now there's a few key principles that I've stuck to create this $100,000, and nearer the end of the video I'm going to go through them so you can understand the principles yourself, so hopefully you will get better results, because I'm no one special. What I have done here, anybody can do. It just takes dedication and never giving up. Now we can see through my sales, my best month ever was in December 2019, where I made $8,720. My lowest month being when I first started, back in November, where I made $2 and something cents, $2.46. Now let's actually scroll through here so we can see some of my data. We can see my best selling books just here as a graph. We can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, round about 9 books have brought in half of my royalties, which is absolutely insane. Now if we scroll all the way down to round about here, we can see my best selling marketplaces. So for me personally, the main marketplace that I focus on is Amazon.com. Why is that? Well, they get billions of views or billions of visits each and every month, and it's just my preferred marketplace to sell on. So I've sold 79 or earned close to $80,000 just on Amazon.com. $17,000 from here in the UK, 3.5 from Canada, and then just a little bit on other marketplaces. But right here, we can see my best selling books. My best selling book ever was this one. This is a guest book. We can see I sold 4,200 units, making just over $10,000, and my second best seller book of all time, I only published this year, I believe it was back in January, and that's gone on to sell 4,271 units, making close to $8,000. Now let's scroll all the way back up, because my account is not currently synced. It was a second ago. Let's just scroll down a little bit to round about here. Like I said, this $100,000 is not all profit. So let's go over to my Amazon advertising account. First, let's put in these numbers. So let's pull up a calculator. There we go. So we need 101 072.87 minus, so let's go over to my Amazon advertising account because this is where I mainly advertise my books. That ACOS has crept up a little bit again. I really need to get that under control. But we can see I spent lifetime since 2019 $18,000. So let's do this. Let's pull up the calculator again. Minus 18,625.34 minus, so let's do that, 34, minus my ad spend from over here in the UK, which is around £2,000. We can see that I haven't really been advertising my account at all here in the UK. The last time I was running ads was back in May. So this is something that I don't really focus on. I did want to do that this year, but hey ho, it is what it is. Anyway, £2,000. Let's go over to a converter. 2,056 and 21p converts to around 2,700. So let's just take this off. Remember, this is all just an average anyway. But let's minus the 2715.28 equals $79,730 or $32.25. Now remember, I do also have expenses. Those main expenses being what I pay for every month would be Canva Pro, which is very, very minimal, Creative Fabrica, and then also my Helium 10. Helium 10 is a little bit pricey, but it's one of the best tools out there that you can use within your self-publishing business. If you want to check out Helium 10, there will be a link down in the description below. But $79,000 is pretty good. Now again, like I said, I do have a few other expenses, but they're just that. They're business expenses. My business expenses comes out of my earnings. It never comes directly out of my pocket. I have money come into my bank, and then I have money go out because of all the expenses. So my pure proper profit is going to be a little bit lower than this. But what people don't understand, even though I have those business expenses, being Canva, Creative Fabrica, Helium 10, even though I have those expenses and my expenses for running ads, I've still earned this $101,000, and this $101,000 goes directly to my bank. Remember, this isn't sales, this is the actual royalties that I've earned. Now, to the good stuff. How did I actually get to $100,000? What are the principles that I use to help me grow my publishing business? Because as we can see, over the last few months, I've been doing pretty well with almost every month above $3,000. We can see the lowest one was here at $2,900. But apart from that, most of these months over the last 5 months or so have been above $3,000. And again, there's always a few principles that I stick to and what I always share. Now, the first one being, it's not kind of a principle, but what you should be doing every day. Now, what should you be doing every day? Well, that's working on some area of your business. Working on some area of your business each and every day and for long periods of time. Now, when it comes to publishing low content books, there's only 3 areas that you really need to focus on. Number 1, being research. Number 2, being creating. And number 3, uploading. So you need to do the research, because if you don't do the research, you won't have any research to actually create the books. And if you don't create any books, you won't have any to upload. And if you don't upload any books, you're not going to make any sales. So these 3 areas, research, creating, and uploading, are the areas that you need to be focusing on. Now, with me, I have 4,051 books. This year, I haven't really published that many. I've published a handful of books. But back here, through 2018 to 2020, that's exactly what I was doing. I was working on some area of my business each and every day, and the areas that I focused on was research, creating, and uploading. And the biggest one around all of this, the research, with the research, you should be creating books around what people are actually searching for. If you're creating books just from ideas in your head without looking to see if there's any demand, you're really going to struggle to make books. Remember to create books around what people are searching for, and stay consistent at working at some area of your business each and every day. That's all that I did to get to $100,000. Now, there's a little bit more that goes into it because designs, niches, keywords, and all of that good stuff. But I still believe the most important thing is to treat your business like a business. Too many people are treating it like a hobby and then wondering why they don't make that much money. Through here, 2018 to 2020, I worked every single day on some area of my business. This year, I've not been as aggressive because I have 4,000 books, so I can focus more on these 4,000 books, and that's what I've been doing just here, and this is why my income's been pretty good over the last few months. Now, if we scroll down, because I actually forgot to notice, or forgot to mention, now if we scroll down to round about here, we can see I've actually sold 51,331 books. That equates to $101,072. Now, all the books that I have are all the books that I have are in multiple different niches. There's so many different types of books that you can go ahead and create. Not sure what type of books there are? Well, pause the video and take a look at this. Because here's just a few examples of low and no content books that you can go ahead and research. There's actually a lot more than this, but I've just comprised a few together because this was for our recent course called Low Content Case Study. If you're interested in checking this out, this is a course that we have been gradually releasing over with inside the Vault. It is completely free for Vault members, and it's just a bonus course that we've put together. But right here we can see you can create planners, journals, notebooks, composition notebooks, primary composition notebooks, dot grid journals, manuscript paper, colouring books, activity books, puzzle books, learning books, blank recipe cookbooks, guest books, logbooks. There's so many great ideas out there for you to go and create books around. Some are going to be harder than others because it's harder to create a colouring book or an activity book than a than a journal or a notebook. And remember this, the easier it is to create a book, the more competition that there's going to be. How easy is it to create a notebook? It's relatively easy. So there's going to be a lot more people publishing notebooks rather than colouring books, just because most people are lazy and they don't want to put in much work. So if you actually put in the work, create some good quality colouring books, activity books, create the books around what people are actually searching for, focus on these 3 areas each and every day, by researching, creating and uploading, you should get some really great results. See, people like to think that there's some magic strategy to selling low content books, but there really isn't. A lot of it comes down to your research and your design skills. If you do some research, find some really great book ideas, and then create some really good quality books, chances are you're going to sell them. That's why I always say focus on researching, creating and uploading, because those 3 tasks alone is what's going to move your business forward. And just always remember to create books around what people are actually searching for. Now, another top tip, like I said, your books or the sales of your books most of the time come down to your design skills. If your cover doesn't look very professional, you're not going to make very many sales. So one key takeaway that you should be doing is practicing your design skills. You can create lots of different types of books, covers, making them look really good, but you don't have to publish them. Just use it as practice, repetition to get good at designing, because once you get good at designing and you're researching, everything else falls into place. And again, that's how I got to over $100,000 earned in royalties with my low content book publishing business. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also, go hit subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you can be notified for any further videos. That being said, I've been Paddy, this has been Stacking Profit, and I'll see you again soon.